guys, Matt for the Big River here. I've got another really big order of fish this week. At some point it's just going to be an average order of fish just because that's what we do now. First thing out of the box is scarlet batis. Nice. Tiny little ambush predators that they are, great for your nano tank. Next is a hairy puffer that you can't see because he's in a box. Put him in a box so he doesn't chew on the bag. Very cool puffer though. After that we have, looks like some barbs. What kind of barbs are you? Gold clown barbs. Oh, very cool. Different kind of barb we have not had in here, at least not in a really long time. Leopard puffer, because you know, who gets the most puffers wins. That's the the awhile. So that kind of leopard puffer. There's about 3 different types. Next is some guppies. These are gold snake skin guppies. Got a lot of guppies on this week's order. In fact, I've got guppies from another source too, so lots of restock there. Pistogramma borelli opal. I ordered opals and blues. Apparently they didn't have any blues left, but they did send us the opals. If you've been waiting for pistos, we have them. Next are some plecos. These are rubber lip plecos, L444 rubber lip pleco. There are 2 different types of rubber lips that we commonly get. There are lots of others, spotted and not spotted. I think these are the non-spotted. Chislostoma formosiae, non-spotted. Peru orange otto. Somebody was asking me about the other day. Did we get any of those orange ottos? And says, funny you should ask. I just ordered some. They're here now. Got a dozen of those little fancy orange ottos. Look like a miniature pleco. Oh wow, that's a nice size royal pleco. This is an L190, just your standard royal pleco. Nice pattern of beautiful fish. Love a royal pleco. Remember, that is a big fish. They get 18 inches. They eat wood. They can be very messy, but very cool. So if you want yourself a very cool wood eating pleco, look no further. That is a great size. It came in at a pretty darn good price too. So, very cool fish. Put that down there. I think we got 10 boxes on this order. Got another batch coming, another batch coming tomorrow. Lots of fish. Here are Celestial Pearl Daniel restock. Nice big fat guys. Loving a Celestial Pearl Daniel for your nano tank. Lots of nano fish on this order. African glass catfish. A little different version of the glass cat. See, they've got a little black line through them. The other guys are an Asiatic fish. There are a lot of different species of glass cat. Actually, only 3 or 4 that normally come through, though some of them get interchanged. Spotted splash tetra. Got a couple of these guys over here restocked to make sure we have a nice big school. Like those guys in a big school, they're less nippy on each other if they're in 8 or 12 or more. Cardinal tetras restock. I added a lot of cardinals today because we sold a lot of cardinals last week. Part of our tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off of all of our tetras. Here's the other half of that tetra or cardinal order. Big cost, so you guys got to subscribe to the channel to get the discount. I know, tough to ask, but easy to do. A black crystal shrimp. That's a restock on these guys too. Got a lot of shrimp on this order. Wow, that guy's buried. Sweet. A buried, that gal I should say. Buried crystal shrimp. That's super fun. Next is jaguar cichlid. Somebody was asking me about those yesterday also. It's funny you should ask. I got jaguars on this week's order. Amazing how many times I say that every week. Jaguar cichlid, of course, is a big guy. Sturbe corys. Those are your warm water cory. Love these guys. Great pattern. Orange on the fins. And great for like a discus tank or just your regular community tank. They'll do over 80 degrees where a lot of your corys really prefer in the mid or low 70s. Cool cats, these are dwarf petricoles. If you've heard me talk about them, those are some of my absolute favorite cynos. They don't get particularly big. They'll live with your African cichlids. They'll live with your tetras or in your livebearers. Great all-around versatile fish. Really unusually versatile. More than most fish, they'll go in just about any circumstance. Cool in my book, not to mention pretty and spotted. Next up is albino marble hoplo cats. Just a couple little hoplos over there. Remember, hoplos will get 5-6 inches or more and fat, super cool, larger community fish. Oh gosh, gotta have some frogs. These are the dwarf frogs. A whole big batch of those guys. We almost sold out last week, so it's time to restock. Here is something I haven't had in the shop before. Nope, these are something else. These I have had. These are ornate rainbow gobies, Stiphodon ornatus. Nice rainbowy splash color on their tails. Very cool. That's a couple different stripe guns we've got in the last couple of weeks. I'm a huge goby fan. I find that they're kind of slow selling and sensitive. We don't bring in a ton of them, but I really like them, so you'll be seeing more as the season progresses. This is a 6-stripe frontosa, your regular old standard frontosa. Restock on those guys. Also got some Impembe blues over there, which are the brighter blue colored ones. Marble hatchet fish haven't been available for a few weeks anyway. Restock on those guys. Part of the Tetras special, of course. Common autos to go along with those orange autos. Big restock on those guys this week as well. So a ton of autos every week. Why not? Great for the brown algae. More guppies. These are red-tailed black guppies, they said. Beautiful guppy anyway. Part of that livebearer restock I promised. 2-saddle cory. It kind of looks like a skunk cory until you look at them closer. Very cool cory. One of my absolute favorites. Of course, you all know I love cories in general, so you won't find a cory I don't like. But the 2-saddles I've always found to be a particularly fun and interesting version. When we can get them, I always get them. All right, let's see what's in this box. Fantastic group of fish, I am sure. First thing up, we have some bikers. These are guinea bikers, or Polyleptris and Sorgi, or Polyleptris. You want to call them a biker, a bisher, biker. I don't care what you call them. Just don't call them late to dinner, or they will eat your fingers. Here's red-eyed tetras from Africa. African red-eyed tetra, not to be mistaken for the South American red-eyed tetra. Very different fish. Singapore bamboo shrimp, another bag of those guys. I only order in 6 a week because when I order more, they stick them all in the same bag and then we get none of them to sell you. So we modulate how many we buy. Clown loaches, these are small, but a nice size small clown loaches at a pretty good price. Restock on those. Red mouth head stander, that's the Anastomus teternesi, or ternetsi, that's right. Just got in anastomus, so anastomus ternetsi also sold the last of the ones we had from last year a couple weeks ago. So well, why not? Get some more. Scleromastix barbatus. These are itty bitty chlorine relatives. They get pretty good size, about 4 inches. A very cool cold water chlorine relative. Unlike your sturbies, they do really like colder water in low to mid 70s. Pangol oblonga, or the black coolie loach. Look like a bunch of worms because that's how they squirm. Super cool for your community tank. Here is another cool community fish. That's a dwarf chain loach. I went to show somebody some yesterday because I was sure we had some. Apparently we didn't, so now we do. Let's see, spear cory. I've been looking at these for a while. These are the C96. Kind of a cool fish. They kind of got the high fin on them, like Laredo cory looks similar to that. It's a little paler spotted. Interesting little cory. I've never had those before, so gotta have them. You know, it's kind of like a Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. And another box of amazing treasures. What do we got? Here are some more corys. These are the Peru arcuatus, or the Corydorus grantii. The difference between a grantii and true arcuatus. I don't know if there's any genetic differences, but they're from a different place for sure. These are cherry shrimp, nice bright red cherry shrimp for this week's order. And a lot of shrimp on this order. Here's a bunch of Amano shrimp. Should be a whole nother bag. Nice size on those too. Nice big Amano shrimp. Red crystal shrimp also to go along with the black crystals. I wonder if anybody's buried in here. Let's see any berries. Really unusual to have the caridinias come in buried like that. Looks like a couple of them didn't make the trip. Double check that. More coolies. These are the banded coolies, or Pangol semicita. Boy, good luck with that Latin. Regular banded coolie, though remember anytime we say banded coolie, there's probably 10 fish that could be called that. Reticulated hillstream loach, one of our very most popular loaches. Sold out of those, or very near last week, so I had to get you some more. These are Neocaridina davidi blue velvet shrimp, very beautiful blue shrimp for restock. And some angels, got a couple angels, actually a lot of angels on this week's order from a couple sources. These are golden marble angelfish, small, very large smalls though, nice looking fish. Those would be in that small angel group. Pretty darn darn attractive price for a fish that size. We also have some fancy angels supposed to be on one of these shipments, so hopefully they'll arrive in good shape. If they do, we'll have some pretty exciting stuff to share, including some bigger angels. This box, we have Oscars. Looks like red Oscars go along with some lemon peels we got over there. We got some tigers over there too. Trigogastoma heteromorpha, or Harlequin rasbora. Absolutely cool little fish. A lot of people use them in their nano tank because they have a small mouth, even though they're not a particularly tiny rasbora. Another bag of mono shrimp, I promised you those. Next up is some mascara barbs. Restock on these guys. They're a little on the small side compared to what we have. We've got a couple of bigger ones. They get big. Those mascara barbs can be a very big barb. Very beautiful when they're bigger too. Big pleco. Wow, that's an LDA 31 Galaxy, or I've heard it called a mustard spot. Huge. He's almost full size. Those guys only get like 5 inches, so that's got to be 3.5, 4, maybe even 4.5 inches. That's a big fish. Let's see, Colombian Cernamensis. This is an earth eater, Geophagus abulos, they'll call that. Cernamensis, obviously, the Geophagus cernamensis, but this guy caught in Colombia. They give it a different scientific name. How different they are genetically, I don't know. Autopharynx lithobates, yellow blaze. That's your autopharynx, they're in the Babuna group anyway. Very pretty little fish. Let's see what those guys color up to. Silver and black bars right now. I'm trying to remember what they're going to color up to. These are gold sevrum babies. Itty bitty guys now. They'll be giant later. Remember, sevrum can be all of 12 inches in diameter. When I say 12 inches, like a dinner plate, they can be absolutely huge. With a gill plate that wide. So like some of your other big Central and South Americans, they can be a very large fish. So unlike some of your other South Americans, your sevrums usually are fairly easy going for that size. We'll do a community of sevrums or other types of cichlids, oftentimes very effectively. All right, here's a cool dude. This is pink-tailed Celsius. Just got in some yellowtail pink-tailed Celsius last week or week before. Very cool. They're actually in the Tetra family, and they're a schooling fish. They get pretty good size, like 10, 11 inches. For some reason, whenever we get in the regular pink tails, not the yellowfins, they always come in big, a little more expensive. The yellowfin ones usually come in small, tank raised. Here are some glass cats. We told you we had African glass cats earlier. These are the Asians, the ones you're more familiar with. Cryptopepturus vitriolus, but there's also 3 other species that get shipped in interchangeably from that group. There's another one of those Celsius, got a whole group of those actually. And this is either one. That's a gold pleco L18. I think I might have 2 of those in the order. I doubled down because we're selling out of them faster than I could get them. Here are some more Harlequin rasboras. Maybe I doubled up on that. Apparently I did. That's all right. We sell a lot of them, so if I doubled that, all the better. The rest of those are just pink-tailed Celsius. Those are super cool, nice sized fish. All started. Down towards the bottom third of the order, of this order. Got 2 more orders coming this week, so stay tuned for more even when we get through this part of the order. Pictus cat. We restock on Pictus cat. Picked up a big bag of them last week, and we got another big bag this week. For some reason, they were hard to get for a day or two. Now they're not. Blue panac, again, a very big blue panac, a 3.5-inch fish full size. That's got to be a 3-inch fish. Super cool little panac with that blue color. Here's another royal pleco. This is an L191, the broken line. Not as big as that other one we got. Apparently our plecos came in really big this week, which is super cool. A guy we get once in a great while. This is an ajuda gar, or a rocket gar. These are about a 10-inch fish, so when you say gar, you think something huge. These are not typically huge, only about 10 inches, but super cool little ambush predator. African butterfly fish, another very cool top fish, and a good alternative to a hatchet fish for a very top water fish. Exclamation point rasbora, those are part of the boras or micro rasbora family. Super cool little nano fish. red lizard whiptail catfish, one of my favorite little catfish. Of course, you all know that I love benthos critters. All bottom fish are cool to me, but those are super, super cool, even amongst a cool group. Black ghost knife. I've had so many people say, how could you possibly sell out a black ghost knife before we even got a chance to see your video? Well, we did last week, so I bought 6 of them this week. We should have plenty of them for you guys. White bushy nose, snow white bushy nose. These guys are all the rage right now. Went ahead and ordered some in. Let's see how they do. Dark eyes on them. Super white bushy nose are a little on the pricey side, but very, very neat variant of your L144 bushy nose. Here's neon blue rasboras, or Sundandanio goblinus, restock on, or re-restock. We keep selling out of them. I keep buying more. Chili rasboras, more nanofish. I told you guys we'd get some nanofish. We sure did. Looks like I only got 4 of those snow white bushies. I ordered 6, so at least we got a few. Enough to sort of colony if that's something you want to do. Just 2 more boxes here. Let's see if I can rush through it before Barry's arms fall off. My voice fails. All right, more angels, black angels, beautiful. You know, I've got a couple different versions of black angels this week. If they get here in good shape, I've got some midnight blacks coming in. We'll be curious to see what they look like. They're supposed to be veils. I'm hoping for something really fantastic. We paid a little extra for them. Yellow tail spiny eel. That's a restock on these guys. Been getting a lot of queries for different types of eels. We get them in when we can. Lots of different types to choose from. Burmese zebra eels, another version. You know, feeding on these guys can be a bit challenging. Bloodworms or even live blackworms can be real successful with them because, believe it or not, they're not that good at eating flake or some of the other prepared feeds. This is a cool fish. This is where I thought I was getting the other when I pulled out the Stiphodon. This is the magnificent horseface loach, and they are truly magnificent. I don't know if you can see them in the video at all. Blotches on them, spots, nice big robust fish. They are a type of loach. They're going to be burying themselves in the sand. They want to be in a group, and that is a fantastic, cool looking, unusual. Honestly, I've never seen that fish in my life. That is a really cool fish. I seem like I'm fanboying. Well, I'd be doing it more, but I'm kind of out of breath from all these boxes of fish. I always love it when you find something that I've just never seen before. And sometimes it's like, okay, I've never seen it before, but that's because it wasn't all that interesting. Oh, that was fantastic. Zebrados, I've definitely seen those before. A little uncommon. We don't get them that often, but a very cool version. If they ship in good, that is a beautiful larger auto. Here is another type of cory that I've never had. This is a Corydoras species CW106, a moody cory. Why they call them a moody, I don't know. They're a lineage 8. They look a lot like a duplicaris or an Adolphi, but different. They're a different lineage. Really neat looking cory. I was actually pretty excited to score some of those. Cuban cichlid, we've had those one other time. Brought in another batch of those guys. Unusual mostly in the fact that they're from Cuba. And why not check out something cool, different history. South American leaf fish, got one last week, sold it out right away. Another one, this is another itty bitty guy. See if he does as well eating up our, we had him in with our jelly bean shrimp. He's taking out our coals for us. Black flamingo guppy, another restock on those guys. Fish. Let's see, more corys, because, you know, I need more corys. These are dainties, the itty bitty dainty cory, very, very fun little nano fish, and it's a cory, so why can't you love that? Sunset honey gourami, sold out the last one of those yesterday and had to turn somebody away. We sell a ton of those little guys, and why not? Beautiful little community fish. More guppies. This is a blue fire guppy. He who gets to name it names it, I guess. Kind of a cool pattern, kind of light blue on that. Very pretty. See what those look like in a tank. And these are Bolivian rams. That's the last fish in this box. Last box of this part of the order. We can take a break. Here we go again. Got another 9 boxes. I thought this was going to be 11, so it's only 9. That means we've only got 19 today, probably 5 or 6 tomorrow. We'll see how many actually land. Here we go again. A big bag of fish. These are the orange Von Rios this week. Orange Von Rios are the flame tetra, but the albino orange version. Next up is Looks like some platies. I don't remember ordering platies, so cool. Definitely look like Mickey Mouse platy. I did order some calico swords, so maybe that's what we got instead of calico swords. Here is some Tropius duboisi. These are the, let's see, which ones are they? Let's say it just says duboisi on there. I forget which variety of duboisi that is. There are several different types. There are Tropius. Next we have head and tail light Tetras. Another Tetra for the Tetras special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off those, or the bond readers, or any other Tetra for that matter. Let's see. Boxes came in a little bit soggy. Sometimes you get something that dripped a little bit in shipping. You can get the whole stack ends up wet. That seems to be the case today. Let's see what we got. We have like some cichlids. So tell me what they think it is. Balzinis. Oh, super cool. Ordered 2 sizes on the Balzinis. They're let's see, a little southern South American fish. They actually Gymnogeophagus, if I remember right. Super cool little fish. Let's see. This says, shoot, what the heck are those? Console 25 HT. That looks like head and tail light Tetras, but really big ones. What was the other guys? Let's get a look at that. That was head and tail lights. What are you? Really big head and tail lights. Every once in a while, you know, you mark a bag and you get something different. That's definitely a head and tail light. All right, there we go. We'll do this. That's a head and tail light Tetra, little guy. That's what I would expect. This is a really big Tetra. This looks like there's a guy that they use for dither fish and some of the more aggressive fish. That looks a lot like this, but it looks like a head and tail light. I don't know. I'll look at the invoice if I can figure out what they did to me. I'll share with you guys. Other than that, it's a cool Tetra. Big cool Tetra. What's in this box? These are those big Balzinis I told you about. Balzini is Gymnogeophagus, which is an earth-eating cichlid from southern Central America down south, where it's a little bit cooler sometimes of the year. Let's grab another box and go. These guys don't label their bags quite as well as some of the guys, but they got some really cool fish and usually come in great shape, so super cool to have them. These are Kinyes, or the Lombardy cichlid, an African cichlid. You can see them blue as babies. The boys become yellow, they turn color as they mature. Females will stay blue. Wow, big Salvini cichlids. I don't think I've ever had any this big. We get the babies in. Might have a couple babies over there. Grabbed up there, they call them the yellow cichlid. They're a nice, very cool Central American cichlid. Really cool to get some of those. I got a couple really cool big cichlids on this order. Let's just keep rocking and rolling and seeing what else comes out of the box. Check them out. I put in a wish list with these guys. And then sometimes they fill really well and sometimes they don't, so sometimes I get real excited when things actually make it. This is a catfish. Oh, the corys cat. The corys cat is one of my favorite Sinos. There are times when you order the corys cat, you get what they call a Valentine, which is a mix of the corys cat and something else. Those look like true corys cat to me. They get really long filament fins on them. Cool fish either way, and a decent price. This is a type of rainbow. I believe these, this is top quality. Doherty's, yeah, that's what I thought. Doherty rainbow, or a zigzag rainbow they call them. Very, very neat rainbow fish. Usually don't bring them in because when I bring them in, they're so prohibitively expensive for a tiny fish that they're hard to sell. Actually, I got those adult fish for a real attractive price, and they look like they held up really great, so I'm really excited about those. Neons, got a whole bunch of neons this time. Florida bred neon tetras large. Nice for the neon tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. Yes, very happy to get these. These are Black Knight rams, the super cool, desirable black rams. Very, very happy that those made the trip. And make sure that they tanko because those are super sensitive, expensive fish. I mean, 25 bucks ish usually. I'm very, very happy. Sometimes 30. But we got the black rams in. Somebody asked me about those last week. And as the theme is, oh, by the way, we got some of those on order. And sure enough, here they are. Go ahead and try to stump me. Ask me to order you something. I'll probably say I have it or we just ordered it. More rainbows. These are the goiter rivers, aren't they? Yep, goiter river trifasciata. Trifasciata is a very veritable colored patterned rainbow. They name them after the different river that they source them from instead of calling them different species. Very neat ones in the goiters. Got the purple color stripe to them. That's another rainbow. Wanamensis. That's the emerald rainbows. Some look a little bit tattered there, but nice bottom fins on the males. Very nice. I love my rainbows. When you can get them in that size for under 25 bucks, gotta go after it. I think those guys are gonna tank for like maybe in the $15 range. I don't know. That's some fantastic rainbows at a great price. Everybody wants adult rainbows. Usually we can't get them. Yeah, we got them. Speaking of adults, these are big angelfish. Looks like assorted large angels. Haven't had much for assorted large angels in a really long time. There's a whole box of them. Came in great shape. Should have some more angels in this one, so I actually make the trip. We asked for a bunch of really cool ones. We'll see what they actually come up with here. Is that more angels? Yep, these are angels. These are dark night veiled angels. So I got some black angels on the last group. These are veiled black angels. Some of them really have some crazy fins on them. Some of them a little bit shorter. Very nice. Spent a little extra on those. Yep, indeed. Here's some of the adults of those. So big black angels also will be a little more expensive on those because they cost a bit of money. We got them shipped in. I'm happy to share. Yeah, here's those calico swords I was saying. So I don't know what those bladdies were. I don't know. Sometimes they ship the wrong thing. What can I say? You can always use some more bladdies. Why not? Mickey Mouse bladdies. They're super cool live bearer. We ordered a whole box of feeder live bearers and they didn't show up. So maybe they sent us some Mickey Mouse bladdies instead of feeder guppies. Let's see. What are you guys? You're little. You're shiny. Ooh, these are little tiny electric blue acaras. I don't think I've ever had them quite that small, but they look really good. Electric blue acaras are super popular for bright colors. More cichlids. These are Africans. Who are you? This looks like, is that a cichlids? Yeah, I believe those are cichlids. SoCo, it says right there. That probably means cichlids, which the blue version, not the albino version. And that's the other one I was expecting. Another African cichlid here. This is a Masoni. The Masonis have the black bars, blue stripes, not to be mistaken for the Lombardis. They're very popular in the bloomer type. Here is regular. What's that? Rainbow cichlids. Okay, it says rainbows. I'm like, those are cichlids, not rainbows. I didn't expect any more. No, rainbow cichlids. Haven't been able to get those for a little while, so able to pick up some rainbow cichlids on this order. Super cool. And then some yellow labs, more cichlids. A couple things that didn't make the order. I was expecting 11 boxes, got 9, manifested 9, so they must have canceled a couple of them at the last minute. That's it for today's. We'll have more tomorrow. All right, I'm back. I got a couple more boxes here. I thought it would be 5 boxes. Turns out it's 3 bigger boxes. Let's see if I can remember what I ordered. I know I ordered some goldfish, some fancy ones. We'll see if we got it. Ordered some plants. Oh, cool. That's red Mirio and green Mirio. Haven't had that in for a while. Our other nursery hasn't been able to supply it, so that's pretty awesome. It's bug bags. Those aren't exciting. Well, exciting for me. Female bettas. Wow. Nice size. Good price on female bettas. Very happy with that. Can't tell the colors because it's blue right now, but I think those are going to be pretty fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, here's some good size black orandas. These guys are A little more expensive than the little guys we get in, but for quality and size, it should be worth the price. Next up is some panda, longfin pandas. Somebody asked me for these a while back, a couple times. I've had a hard time finding them. Found them. Looks like one of them isn't going to make the trip, but overall, a nice batch of little cory cats. So very cool. Let's see what's in the next box. I love this time of year because more things come available. We've got a bigger budget to work with, so I can get exciting, find unusual stuff, take chances on some stuff. It is a great time to do what I do. Who's in here? It's a puffer. Oh, it's a baby Fahaka puffer. Can you see him in there? We haven't had Fahakas in a minute, so now we've got a couple of baby Fahakas on this order. Here, catch. Next up we have, this is something, I don't think I've ever ordered one of these. I've had them a couple times. This is abandoned leporinas. Very, very cool fish. They get really big, like over a foot. They're technically a schooling fish. Got a lot of personality. They can be kind of ornery. Neat, unusual fish. Avocado puffer. I'm not 100% sure I've ever had an avocado puffer in here either. Looks like he's got a little smut on his tail, but overall looks like he's up and running, ready to get started on his new career here at the Big River. American flag killies. I don't order these that often either. They're actually a fun little fish. They're not an annual like some of the gunthers and other types of killies, but fairly short-lived, very neat guy. Here is some guppies. These are really fancy guppies that don't look like they made the trip very well. Let's see if we can clean up some of them. If they do, they are actually very cool guppies. Going to be very limited supply. Here are some tricolor koi swordtails. Paid a little extra for these guys. Very nice colors on them. Got a batch in of different type of kois yesterday, so I've got some variety in our swordtails to offer. That's another baby Fahaka. It's just a little bit rough on shipping, but he's still swimming, so we'll see if he's going to be okay. Next is another leporinas. That's funny. This is listed as a Leporinas fasciatus, but it's not. It's a grant. You see the big spots on it. Not nearly as big a fish. We've got some similar to that over there. The strawberries. There's actually several different species. That's funny that they should send us the wrong species on that. Jade mystery snails. Got a restock on. Well, we got a ton of mystery snails over there, but we don't have that many colors, so I figured I might as well get in some different colors. That is the banded Leporinas. Two of those are actually the black belts as they were advertised. 3, 4. Got you a school of them in case anybody wants a school of black belts. Super cool. These are some golden tiger endlers. Oh, very nice. Very nice genetics on these endlers. Super happy with those guys. They look like they took the shipping pretty darn good, so that's cool. More goldfish. We have red cap arandas. These are the 2-inch variety of red cap aranda. I got the next size up on those, but they look pretty good. Either way, nice big red caps on them. That'll be worth the price. Longfin blue Daniel. Ordered in longfin zebras this week too, but didn't get them. But we got the longfin blues there. Daniels are a very cool topwater skimmer. And last Leporinas. Leporinas fasciatus. That is a cool fish for the right tank. But don't put them in a tank where you don't expect a 12-inch fish that's got an attitude. Alright, last box. There's going to be some cool stuff in here. Oh yeah, here we go. When I said I ordered goldfish, I got serious. I ordered big goldfish. These are big red orandas. Paid a bit some money for those. Don't be surprised if they're not going to be inexpensive. These are waru cichlids. That's a cichlid I like to have around. These are 2 inches too, much bigger than I get them sometimes. And that'll be some price on them, so happy with that. Why not happy with those? I love those. Black orandas, a couple of those big guys. Nice. Last week I got in some lionhead ranchus and they sold out in a minute, so I doubled down and got some more, and then I got some more other goldfish too. It doesn't look like they sent everything I ordered, but they did send. Let's see, these are green sailfin mollies to go with the golds we got last week that we nearly sold out of. And oh wow, look how big that guy is. So that's a tiger shovel nose. First time I've gotten one in with any size at all in forever. I usually only get them in about that big. They go from that size to this size in a fairly short order. Don't be surprised by that. And here's some feather fin squeakers. These are, or we call them an Tetras cat, but they said species. I didn't say Tetras on those. These got little spots. They almost look like an ocellifer to me. Very neat little fish. Actually, cool African cat. Maybe you can key them out and tell me what we actually got. Here is the last bag of goldfish. They didn't send me my ranchies this week. Oh, they did. These are them. These are medium ranchies. Nice size on those. Not sure what we didn't get. I know I'll go look at my list and see what we didn't get, but a couple nice tanks of some really great goldfish. And that is it. We had 21 boxes of fish this week, guys, and that doesn't count the ones that didn't come. We'll do it again next week.